Hi, my name is Ray Hans, and I'm here with your I Ching reading for the weekend of April 8th, 2022. It's our collective I Ching reading for the weekend. We've had a lot of yang energy, which is appropriate for springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. Hang on. Oh, let me make sure that I have a real habit of not unmuting myself, but I didn't do that today. We've had a lot of yang energy, which is appropriate for springtime in the Northern Hemisphere, all of that sense of penetration coming up out of the yin loam. And as a culmination of all of that forward moving energy, we've now found ourselves at hexagram 64, which is the final hexagram of the King Wen series, which is what's commonly used in what I use in my I Ching book, Oracle of Emergence and Evolutionary I Ching, which is available on Amazon, but only if you're looking for a fresh, new, feminine, American, accessible version of the I Ching. If you're not, don't worry about it. So we have, sorry, I'm having a great spring. 64, threshold. You're on the threshold of a new beginning, for sure. And there's no guarantee you'll make it to the other shore. But maybe there is no other shore. Maybe it's just where you're standing right now. Surprise! There is no real completion. God, this is a terrible ending, isn't it? It's the worst, actually. It's like a non-ending, really. Sorry about that. There's no way around it. It's just the nature of reality. Permeable and inexorable all at the same time. Well, thank God we've become used to abiding in paradox, am I right? We can slosh around in that juicy juice and just forget about any kind of resolution or closure at any time ever. I always figured closure was delusional. Like every time you want to reach out to someone for closure, it's almost always because you just want to talk to them again. But instead of saying, I miss you and setting the stage for a new beginning, we say, I want closure. Give me closure, which is really manipulative. And the whole thing just sucks. So let's not be like that, okay? Let's acknowledge that grief is real, loss happens, but closure? No. Here's to everything that is eternal, intimate, pure, and joyful, and everything that is hard, muddy, limiting, and sad. Here's to growing the lettuce, eating the salad, and shitting it out. All the things, all the time. Here's to the fuzzy magnolia buds and the dog turds, to watering the roses and the thorns. We need it all to make this big, bad, beautiful world. We belong to all of it, and it belongs to us. Let's act like it. We are the mothers and children of it all. Threshold, hexagram 64, is the polar opposite to balance, hexagram 63. Much as penetration, hexagram 1, and homing, hexagram 2, are polar opposites. As it began, so it ends. Alpha and omega. And we've had hexagram 1 and 2 in a lot of the readings recently. And so now we're coming to hexagram 64, the final hexagram in the series, which then loops back around to hexagrams 1 and 2 in that endless cycle. And here we are, not at an ending, but at the threshold of a new beginning between levels. So this is actually a suggestion that it's time to level up. You thought you were getting a pause. Thought you were crossing the finish line, maybe getting a medal or blue ribbon or yellow ribbon or just a participation trophy. But actually, you're just back at the starting line. Threshold is the, okay. A little giddy. As it began, so it ends, alpha and omega. Here at the threshold, every line in balance, hexagram 63, has been reversed and is out of its rightful place. So the world is askew again, and we have to embark on another level of our heroine's journey to set shit straight. Balance emerges from the reversals, just like you. I leave you in the capable hands of the dweller on the threshold. As you stand here with your hands in your pockets, somewhere between alpha and omega, do you have what it takes to get to the other shore? You don't know? Good. Ask the dweller on the threshold. He's like a bridge troll or Rumpelstiltskin. He sees your treasure when you don't and would like to ask you a few questions, all of which basically come down to, are you ready to commit? That's a terrifying question. He'll probably also assign you a few impossible tasks. Enjoy. He's an able guide and a bit of a trickster. You're standing in a place you've never been before. All of this new energy of spring coming out of this deep replenishing winter. And here we are. All of the perennials in the garden, also the same plant, but standing in a place it's never been before. Even though it's rooted in the same place, it's emerging into a whole new set of causes and conditions. Damn. It's the end of the old times. Can you feel that? I sure do. On both the intimate and universal levels, the threshold is a magic place, the start of adventure. Again, did you want to break? Some safety and security, things to be easy for a while, at least a vacation, a white sand beach, and some street tacos? I hear you. Go back through the cycle. Notice when the right time for that has arrived. It's not now. You might have thought a nap was nigh, but you just entered a whole new level of the game. Just keep showing up. And nap is needed. So we have a transforming line, a changing line that is taking us from threshold all the way back to hexagram 4, from 64 to 4, and 4 is toddler. So out of all of the exciting young emergence that we've had over the past couple of weeks, we're now standing on this threshold, clumsy and crawling like a toddler, full of beautiful, innocent folly, about to throw our faces into the coffee table and see what happens. That's how we learn to walk, though, right? So our transforming line connecting threshold and toddler is hexagram 4. Transforming line 4. You're on the path, right down the middle of it. Are you marching? Okay, good. Keep going. This kind of discipline will serve you well now. Left, 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 right, left. Discipline need not have repression in it. Sublimation is more likely to transform. So we're marching across the threshold. And we stumble. This is 4, hexagram 4, toddler, mountain over water. There's hexagram 4. Don't try to find your feet yet, you full-legged fumbler. Keep on falling. Tumble right through that threshold. March until you drop to all fours. Revel in your ignorance. Try not to hit your head on the coffee table. Toddlers are fools, brave and stupid. These two qualities are inextricably linked. The great thing about being a toddler is learning how to say no. This is as important as walking. Enjoy not knowing. Oh, this is like, oh, I love this. So we're on this threshold and we have just absolutely no idea what's going on in this new realm. I read this novel recently called Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. It's brilliant. And in it, these people can try all the different possible realities that have broken off from each choice. So there ends up being like hundreds of this main character. And then they all can, no, I'm not going to give you a spoiler. It's a wonderful book, but it's this idea that we have lived every choice. There's just a different sliver of us, a different manifestation of us living out that other series of choices in those other causes and conditions that rippled out from that choice. So I'm just this one ray that moved to Maine and did the things. And there could be a million other ones on different timelines. Who knows? And so this is describing a moment like that, a crossroads threshold moment where we can delight in innocence, delight in curiosity, delight in being the fool with no name, delight in having absolutely no fucking idea what's going on. It's kind of, I don't know where you're at, but that's really resonating with me this weekend. Enjoy not knowing, be the fool with no name. This hexagram will arrive when you keep pestering the I Ching with the same question over and over again, like why, like a toddler. The I Ching asks for your collaboration, not clinging dependence. You are encouraged to take a toddler's delight in not knowing. As Suzuki Roshi once wrote, in the mind of the beginner, there are many options. In the mind of the expert, there are few. Knowing would really rob you of joy now. Are you going to keep asking the I Ching anyway because you're uncomfortable not knowing, because you want the oracle to align with your preferences instead of the truth? It's not going to happen. You know the difference. Don't grab at the I Ching like a toddler with separation anxiety wrapped around the legs of her mother. Toddlers are joyful, emotionally unstable, selfish, and full of wonder. Be like that now. Toddlers teach awe, and in return, they are taught the ways of the world. Alphabets, numbers, colors, and names. We fill them with information and they restore us to instinct. Learn from and re-educate your inner toddler now. It's okay to be clumsy before you walk in the world. This is a big task. There will be a lot of stumbling. Sometimes toddlers laugh when they fall down. Sometimes they bawl. Most of the time, they're matching the response of the people around them. They're guides. They're learning the difference between peril and adventure. Peril practiced becomes adventure. So, how are you going to meet peril at this new threshold? Toddlers are driven by curiosity and openness. They learn every minute. They are chubby, little clumsy fools, and as such, they bounce rather than break. Sure, they have sociopathic ids, but this is how they learn integration, by giving and receiving no. We learn character by learning where our skin is, our boundary. We learn how we are protected and how we like to be touched. We learn who we are by rubbing up against what we are not. Though wobbly, through wobbling, you learn what steady feels like. Crawl till you can walk. The toddler is grounding in her human life, landing into her body with her essence still intact. Learn how to be a human in a family. Learning how to be a human in a family, her personhood is taking shape between her essence and her guides. A family is an ecosystem. The toddler teaches too. As you learn, don't become a self-righteous brat. You can know the name of something and its essence still eludes you. The gap between name and essence is where the toddler lives. The map of the world is still unclear, but you were born with a compass in your hands. Keep it close. This hexagram is often a nudge from the oracle for you to trust your own intuition, your core knowledge and common sense. A toddler rarely doubts herself or consults an oracle. She depends on her parents and her senses for guidance to navigate her essence through the world. That ultimately is her compass, her embodied essence. So I don't know what your threshold is. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. I'm on the threshold of a new adventure. Real final frontier for me. See what happens. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm okay hitting my head on the coffee table a little bit. Learning what steadiness is through wobbling, four-legged fumbler. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Monday for the weekly reading. Lovely to see you.